This is the Excellent Sports Adventure, brought to you by Lycom.
Well, the Raptors weren't feeling a lot of love for the referees on their recent Western road trip. There were a couple of games they could have won had some calls gone their way. They put up a good scrap against the Clippers, of course, but there was that debacle in Denver. Scotty Barnes got tossed for no apparent reason. Raps guard Fred VanVleet had finally seen enough. It cost him a $30,000 fine, but he did blow off some steam.
I don't mind. I'll take a fine. I don't really care. I thought, Ben Taylor was fucking terrible tonight. I thought that most nights, a couple of the, out of the three, there's one or two that just fucked the game up. And it's been like that a couple games in a row. Denver was tough, obviously. You come out tonight, you're competing pretty hard. The third quarter, I get a bullshit tech, changes the whole dynamic of the game, changes the whole flow of the game. And, most of the refs are trying hard. I like a lot of the refs are trying hard. They're pretty fair. They communicate well. And then you got the other ones who just want to be dicks and it just kind of fucks the game up. Nobody's coming to see that shit. They come to see the players.
Telling it like it is, I guess. Another wild all-Canadian matchup in the NHL. A week and a half ago, the Oilers spanked the Leafs in Edmonton. Well, the return match in Toronto, the Leafs rally from 2 goals down. Mitch Marner starts the comeback. Great anticipation for the steal. Look at the hands on this kid, Mitch the Magician. Leafs forced another turnover. Austin Matthews, lovely no-look feed for John Tavares. First of 2 for Johnny T to hit the 30 mark. Leafs roar back to drop the Oil 7-4.
It's stealing it and anticipating it, and then it's just the all-in-one motion, the fake to go and get into goalie to bite to his forehand and just kind of laying it in there. It's extremely impressive. Even on my first goal, the way Poppy just kind of, pickpockets their defenseman and sets up the 2-on-1 and, draws people in and finds me. So 2 big plays by both those guys really gets us going and why they're elite players and so good, not just with the puck, but, how they can work without it. Just anticipate the play and then obviously get it back and do what they do.
Senators and Flames in Calgary trying to stay in the hunt. Turnover leads to this. Now Calgary chips ahead. Lovely redirection by Jonathan Huberdeau. Flames torch the Sens 5-1. Jets had their power play clicking in Tampa. Blake Wheeler to Mark Scheifele fires. Nino Niederreiter is there to clean it up. Jets handle a bolt 3-2. They seem to be back on the beam. It's playoff time in the Premier Hockey Federation. Despite the scrappy goal by Darryl Watts, the Six dropped a 3-2 decision to the Boston Pride, who clinched first overall. The Six roared back for a 4-1 win the next day. Toronto nails down second and will host the Connecticut Whale in this weekend's PHL semifinals at Batamy Center. For the 5th time in 7 years, Brad Goushew's rink has captured the Tim Hortons Brier. They knocked off Manitoba's Matt Dunstan in the final to successfully defend their title. The Montreal Alouettes have a new owner, and he's got some deep pockets.
It's about the community investment. It's about being here, being strong, and create what Montrealers could be proud of.
Pierre-Carl Paladot has taken over the CFL franchise. The Montreal native is president and CEO of Quebecor. He's reportedly worth about $2 billion. Paladot loves his new team, and he loves 3-down football. Blue Jays showing some positive signs in the Grapefruit League season. Chris Bassett making his first spring start, went 3 decent innings. George Springer with the big bop against the Orioles. That ball will leave the yard for a 2-run homer. Jays outgun the O's 8-6. Jonathan Osorio sets up DeAndre Kerr to give TFC the lead over Columbus in the Reds' home opener. Unfortunately, they couldn't hold it as the Columbus Crew came back to force a 1-all draw. Toronto Rock hoping to put together another winning streak. Home to the Albany Fire Wolves on Indigenous Heritage Night, including a traditional smudge ceremony. Steve Keogh finished a 24-hour shift at the Fire Hall, and he went right to work on the Fire Wolves. Keogh scored 4 times in the night. As the Rock romped 12-6, they improved to 10-3 and will travel to Halifax this weekend. Here's Coach Matt Sawyer and Steve Keogh.
He's somebody that night in and night out, even when he's not producing goals or assists, he's He's one of our best players, just with everything he does on the floor. So it's good to see him continue the role he's on. Steven's been a great addition to the team. He came off of a 24-hour shift. He was working at the hall, Friday at 7, and he got off this morning at 7 and goes and gets a nap at the hotel and comes out and bags 4 goals. Pretty good 30 hours, I guess.
Albany's a great team. I think they're a lot better than their record shows, and we knew it was going to be a fight to the end. And we just stuck with it. We moved the ball, we moved our feet, and we shot with confidence, and the ball started going in the back of the net. So big win for us. But hats off to Rosie, and the D only letting up 6 goals.
And the Rock have acquired Greg Downing from Albany for a first-round draft pick. He'll help solidify the D for a hopefully lengthy playoff run. Our shot of the week, well, Penny Claire's laser is better than she thought. Turned out to be a 2-foot birdie.
God damn it. 4!
Stuck that within 3 feet.
I thought I chunked it, but I didn't chunk it.
Today's environmental tip, use fewer plastic bags. Plastic bags are made from fossil fuels, and that has a negative impact on the climate. Drains clogged with plastic waste can contribute to major flooding. Plastic bags harm wildlife in numerous ways. They may ingest the plastic, or animals can get tangled in discarded plastic.
Rycom, passionate people who turn complicated business problems into simplified technology solutions for public and private sector real estate, properties, portfolios, and enterprise customers. Optimize and future-proof smart buildings from the ground up. The latest in fault locating, base building network design, managed services, cybersecurity, data analytics. Our fault detection will support all smart strategies, define projected outcomes for capital planning, and reduce environmental impact. Rycom, smart protection solutions. At Rycom, we're building a path to a smart and environmentally friendly future.